Hey everyone. What is up, uh, Steph? Uh, I'm not late. What gave you that impression? I'm very prepared. I definitely was not binging anime until 5 minutes ago, before I looked at the clock and realized what time it was. Some things seem out of sorts. Right? That's not the right. That's not the right sub number. Okay. Oh yeah, you were also working through some stuff. I saw you posting about in the group chat. Seems wild. I was doing Jujutsu Kaisen, so I just made it to the requisite baseball episode. No one told me there was a baseball episode. I feel like I would have got on this show a lot sooner. That's not true. I knew I was going to love it, and I did. And it was one of those things where I was just saving it for the right time. Hi, Maverick. We got a couple of people in chat today. That's cool. Yeah. Let me quickly download this update. Oh, that's a big number. Okay, so we're sitting here and chatting for a minute. What did we do last time for Disco Elysium? I think we ended up doing a fair bit of plot, actually. Because we basically we're trying to get down to the mystery here, and we got a confession out of Claudia that there was a shooter. This was not part of a hanging. There was a shooter. Hey, Andrew. Welcome. We had that going on, and then we had the fixer come in to try and resolve everything with that, and that was not a nope, and that was not a character we'd met yet. So we got a name on the eighth Hardy, Ruby, who might be I guess abusive is just the right word here. Someone that couldn't take no for an answer, and may or may not have a thing for Claudia, because really, who doesn't? All the Hardys do, practically. So what are we trying to do after that? I really should have gone in after the whole Twitch thing went on, but that happened right after my stream, practically. So I wasn't dealing with anything going on there. And then I forgot to get back in to Twitch here so we could turn off our nice Disco Elysium overlay. Well, we can just deal with that the whole time. I'm now just looking at the artwork going by. There's so much Disco Elysium fan art, you guys. What am I going to be super duper happy about? I've been offline for about 3 hours. I have not looked at my phone, and now it's my webcam, so I'm still not looking at my phone. Oh, did you finish detention? So you're doing something new? Is it, which game have I been bugging you about that you're going to play? I mean, I was very close to the Somnium Files. Great stuff. Can I find the clip in this short amount of time? To express my emotion. I'm waiting for a download at this point, so we're just going to sit here for a little bit and chat while that's going on. You guys do get my Discord audio? Not Discord audio, that's not the word I was looking for. Let me just quickly add a audio capture. No, we didn't want that. No, you can go back away. Remove that. We're gonna have some fun. That's it. Audio input capture. Okay. No, not that one either. Alright. Desktop audio. Come back, desktop audio. Let me know if this is causing doubling. Or is it might be the swing stuff. I'll just mute that. Not worry about it. That's how I feel about the Somnium Files. Well, I'm not just looking for the clip. I was making sure that it would play and that you could hear it while it was going. Let me mute that. Oh, I just saw Misato and Kim go by. They're judging me hard. Did you see that last one? Forward Seagull, I think? They do a lot of Disco Elysium commissions of like self-portraits, and I see those are coming in pretty fast. Those all look very good. Basically everything looks nice in the Disco Elysium style. And we have time for that joke, or the Deltarune joke to be funny until it goes on. But yeah. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if I finish Disco Elysium before Andrew gets to the Somnium Files, I'm just going to play it on stream myself. But no, I've got some other plans, I think, for what we do after Disco Elysium. Mainly because we are getting close to an end. Where, like I'm comparing against the Wooly Pit playthrough, the Wooly versus playthrough, and we're at about 80-ish of 120, 110. I think we can get there. I think we can move faster than Wooly does. Yeah. Who all is in that cast that's really great? I jumped straight to the actress that passed away. What's her name? Maureen? The that you would know from Mimi from Digimon. Plays one of the older characters in that game. And there was one incidental character voice that I could not pin down. It sounds a lot like Ian Sinclair, but also not. It's all that LA talent pool that I'm super not familiar with. Man, you got Greg Chun as the lead, Karina Betker as the little firecracker. Greg Chun, Keiji Tang is in there. DC Douglas is in there. I think Ray Chase as well. Ray Chase, Keiji Tang, Zach Aguilar. One lady I'm not super familiar with is like one of the main female leads. Yeah, what am I going to do after Disco if not the Somnium Files? Probably holding off until before doing something too long. I may just come in the week after that and play some Magic the Gathering. So just something easy that I can turn on, play for a session, turn back off, not have to deal with any story or. Well, there is voice acting in that game. Maybe blend Twitch with the podcast. That's a fun idea. So, oh yeah. I just had a moment. Oh, of course, Allegra Clark. One of the first things I heard her in, and she was immediately impressive. Yeah, no, that game's great. I'm looking forward to that going on next time. No, I'm gonna do some Magic. I was looking into. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. Well, we actually do need to kill a fair bit of time while this download finishes. I'm just going to observe that while it goes on. And let's just have a nice chill BlueStacks stream, actually, in the meantime. Let me get back to desktop. I was saving this idea for just something I could do easy. And Megan put the gave me that bugbear of something I could do. So I was getting this set up. I'm not entirely prepared for this, so let me game camp. There we go. Yeah, Q&A time. I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. That counts as doing my homework. And I go through periods of cold turkey and then total binge. So right now we're in total binge. What was it? I did not end up rewatching a sub-only favorite like I was threatening to do. What's that? Windows source, Windows capture. Create new. BlueStacks. Now we get to enjoy that. Let's try to resize this a bit. The worst dub I'd ever watched. Because we did have the worst show I had ever watched. I think I answered that question. Which was, or for the 5K Q&A, which we did that. And my answer there had been, I want to be the strongest in the world. I think I mentioned I tend to not stick with things that I don't like, just because I can't work up the hate boner for anything like that, where I'm just like I gotta keep watching this. I gotta know, and I have to suffer when I could just watch people on Twitter suffer. That's much more entertaining to me. Or I would have to do it as like a group event with beer into at a party, for example. Like, that's a fun story. I remember just hanging out at a friend's place. We were up late drinking, and this is the group of gamers I hang out with, group of board game players we hang out with. And what we ended up doing was just playing some crappy visual novels and doing the voice acting ourselves. And that was fun. So I got, the Sakura Spirit games of various qualities. They're funny now because I'll get around Christmas time. I want people to know that I'm thinking about them and caring about them, so I spend $1 on one of these shitty visual novels and give them to people. That's fun. No, I did. Yeah. How's it now feeling the One Piece dub has finally finished Dressrosa? That's pretty exciting. Uh, but also, Dressrosa has kind of dragged on for a long time, and like just in general for everyone, it drags on, and you kind of try to forget about it and have it refresh later. Yeah. Well, you started me on One Piece, so I put on the One Piece Gacha game now. And we'll just do this for a bit. This is actually a fresh account that I made just a few weeks ago. After I got this idea, I was trying to work all this stuff out, and it is one account that you cannot share between devices. So I could pull up my actual account that I've poured. Okay, this game came out in like 2014, and I've had an account since 2014, so let's just say a long time. And, you know, gotcha money otherwise. But this is just an account I made during the 7th anniversary. End up lining up all with that, so, you know, nice good rates. You can just pull a whole bunch of Legend 6-star units. Yeah. See, it's still giving me the onboarding stuff to this. The sounds in this game are pretty obnoxious. Let me give you just a little taste. But part of the nice thing is that you get like voice acting through it. Let me just. Right now, as far as actor predictions, my biggest one would be Jonas Scott as Katakuri. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Would they do a just dumb voice actor joke to try to get the Sugita voice match in? Has Ben Diskin been in the One Piece dub? I don't think he has. And he's down in there for My Hero Academia. This is not a far-fetched idea. Thinking about. Yeah, Carrot's gonna be the next person with job security for the foreseeable future. So yeah, he's got. Where are we going on there? So yeah, we probably have another 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes or so. Well, we wait for this. It was a much larger download than I was expecting. Needing to go. So this is what we get. This is we have a backup for my unpreparedness. I don't really want to pull on any of this stuff. So let's just take a look at our characters, because we don't care what any of these people really do, right? And let me just start by get date. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of story units that you get to use throughout this game. And yeah, this is how I can tell I did a lot of pulling before anything else, or made a lot of gotcha pulls before anything else. So this is the story Luffy that they give you. Who does not have any voice lines. That's surprising to me. Who is my carrot pick? Oh, jeez. Okay. Who's a new voice? Or Who has not been a major female character that's come through? Because we've had pretty well everyone. Like Laura Bailey's been in there. Because that was the first thing to come through my mind. It kind of just has to be the first names to come through my head, right? Daenerys Quinones, that came through my head. That's a little too close to Mirko, probably, and not the right vibe for that character. No, I'm thinking of all the Onechan voices going through my head first. Lisa Ortiz? You mean who's she in the 4Kids One Piece dub? Not for. No, that was Veronica Taylor, and she wasn't Luffy. She may have been the original Kobe? That sounds correct. I know Sean Schemmel was all over that original 4Kids dub. It was really funny when Toei made a tweet with him and his various One Piece characters across both dubs. I think basically like that big Manta Ray Fishman and Dr. Squeaky Shoes from Strong World movie. Strong World's coming back to theaters. I'm probably not going to go see it, much as I would love to. I'm on this screen because Nami is a very good unit, and for no other reason. No. Now we're getting some of the voices. It's on most of the legends that you get the extra effort put into it. No English voices in this game. There's Carrot. This is One Piece Treasure Cruise. It's I would say the One Piece gotcha, but I don't think it's the only one anymore. So, I mean, ostensibly, you start out, you get a couple, you get a Luffy and a dinghy to start with, and then you work your way through the story. And it's all kind of nothing too fancy like that. And as they work on developing all the stuff, they get up to this far into the story. Fun. Okay, yeah, change games for now. It's just a little bit until this finishes going. Now to ask the hard questions. Yeah. Top 5 fine dub performances, no Straw Hat edition. Oh, fuck. Because I would just go straight for Nami and Usopp and Frankie and Brooke. Robin, obviously. Okay. J. Michael Tatum's pretty much always great in the roles he does. Yeah, I kind of end up going to the villains first for like my favorite villains. Yeah, because we have Eneru, Enel, just big, booming, god complex voice. Love that stuff. John Swayze was really fun as Crocodile. Still really fun as Crocodile. I remember he showed up in the in Impel Down. He was also like, "Did you miss me?" I was like, "Yes, I did." Love that voice. What am I going through next? Is there a weird thing happening to my capture? I think that's nothing. There. We don't need that. That can go away. Excuse me. I'm not stalling. Shut up. Perona and Draco Meacock are always fun when they show up. Like, their character voices are very well done. Yeah, it's going to be just a lot of who pops into my head first. Oh, it's Jeremy Schwartz, right? That plays Zed in film Zed. Ooh, yeah, that one, that voice is always great. Brian Massey as Garp. Oh, sorry, no, it's Brian Mateus. Words. It's kind of the only Justin Cook as Eustace Kid. Fantastic voice. It's a lot of the old, yeah. It's a lot of the old guard that's not doing a lot else besides One Piece that's jumping in the head right now. So like Brandon Potter, he does get around, but that's still him as Shanks has always been really, really fun. Mike McFarland as Buggy the Clown. I don't know how he still has a voice. I should be using a visual aid. Well, I haven't brought up Bon Clay as Andrew Love because Bon Clay is Barry Yandel. Barry Yandel has also always been great. But I am glad you mentioned Andrew Love because he's Akainu. And Akainu doing that voice, taunting in Marineford, taunting Ace. That is how you make someone make stupid decisions. It's real good. What else do I have in my pool here? Oh, I remember Hawkins' introduction. That not necessarily great voice, but just a hilarious introduction where he's gets spaghetti spilled on his pants. It's just like that was the fate of those pants. Nothing doing. I think that's T. Axelrod doing that. We have some more fun voices to look forward to in the future, like Okiku here. Where was it? Oh. There's Praline. There's my next big waifu character I'm waiting for a voice for. She did not get a lot of screen time, but she was cool. Just, Andrew, I know you like your size difference ships. This lady is huge. She can fit her husband in the palm of her hand. Tyson Reinhardt Rooster as Rooster. Which one? Who is Rooster supposed to be? Because I'm sure you're still talking One Piece characters. I remember he was one of the giants in Enies Lobby. I've lost my toothpick, so I've got nothing to fidget with anymore. I was making jokes about we were looking for some Josh Greeley voice clips for reference for a friend of ours. I was just like, here, have this Wanze clip for no reason. This does not match up with anything else, but it's just a very dumb character with a very silly voice that he's doing. What else do we have in here? Do I have any swimsuit versions in these polls? No, I don't think so. So a lot of this game will just be characters, many different characters, or many different versions of characters, because they will reuse the same ones that are popular. And we get to Halloween, and here they're just like, here, have the Halloween costumes for everyone. Oh, there's one version of Monet. Love her. The one I have on my account is just like fully maxed out as much as I can make it. Love working with that. Oh, there we go. There's a nice Valentine's koala making chocolates. A whole bunch of stuff going on here. Yeah, Guerrero is Moria. That's a unique voice, intense voice. Another one where you're just like, how? That can't be healthy. All right. I'm gonna do some quick missions now, I think. What am I supposed to be doing on this account? That's a rookie one. Increase special level, clear any clash event. Okay. Nope. Did not mean to take a screenshot. Oh, BlueStacks has stopped working. That's fine. I can get back into that. No problems. Nothing is wrong. Like that. Yeah. This game's a bit poorly optimized, so it takes a while to get started up again. Where did mine? Oh. I need something to fidget with. I have to have something. All right. Let's just get a bunch of ink on my hands. Yeah, so I'll show off a bit of what these units do in combat, how this game's supposed to be played. Which will be fun because I just have a bunch of untrained units. So you can see how the newest units, because this game is, the power creep is just the worst. Yeah, just think about all the graphite lefties get on their hands while drawing, or while taking any amount of notes. Oh, let me do my quick island collecting. There's nothing built up here. And just to give you an idea, look at all these different game modes. And like these two in the middle are just events. And they've put in a poorly balanced PvP mode in there too. It's all great. Rob fucking Lucci. Yeah. Rob. He kind of stuck around, didn't he? He gets to do a lot of fun stuff. Good call having that be Jason Lee Breck. So there's always someone there too. Because he's going to be around forever. So this is the SugoFest trial mission, basically. Yeah, trial mission. See what these legends can do. We'll give you we'll let you borrow the crew, let you play with them, and then you have to give them back. And then you get to go and spend all your gems trying to pull for them. I don't think I'm going to try to pull for these units. This is also one of those very big gacha games where each unit has a lot of data associated with it that they need to download. New maps every time. Speaking of download, I think we are nearing completion on this Disco Elysium update. Who am I going to be mad if I forget? We got Jason Douglas. Foxy. Silver Fox Foxy. It's the dumb, Dick Dastardly voice. I love it a lot. Alright, now we get to have a nice tutorial. Shanks have a captain ability that you can check using the above captain ability menu. I can power up to 2 types in 1 class. You can use size slots to help in battle. With my special for 1 turn, you attack a psi int and slot effects and boosted and slots including block slots, character's own type, set defense to 0. Try using my special. This is a lot of text. Yeah. I really love that the anime keeps bringing Foxy back, even though he has never appeared again. As far as like flashy stuff, this is probably where most of the effort goes into, is making these specials and making them look cool. Yeah. It's weird playing this with a mouse, because this is technically a rhythm game where you have to do a bunch of tap timing and, you know, land all your perfects. Yes, you have a lot in common with the Shanks unit. Try using my special. It's all very cool. Oh, that really should have killed them all. I must have missed timing on one of these. Look at this. They made Rockstar a unit. No one remembers Rockstar. He's only relevant for how irrelevant he is. Yes, Yasop, you never shut up about your son, and yet you never go home. Something about versus special. Yeah, try using my versus effect. Let's see what this does. There really is nothing cooler than the sky splitting open from the force of your attacks. That's just so effing cool. Yeah. Just looking at those sound effects that go by as you land attacks. You wanted me to do something, and I was not paying attention. Well, I'm just gonna tap and kill all these guys because they're... Or maybe not. Maybe they're a bit stronger than I was giving them credit for. Yeah, I'm missing a lot because I don't know how to do this with the mouse quite right. The actual trick would be to use this, because this is BlueStacks. This is on a computer. This is a PC. Is set up some macros so that you can hit your perfects every time. It's not cheating. Shut up. Marco. Oh, did they set Marco up here just so they could show off what he does? Yeah, I suppose it's important to show that off too. So many units they want you to buy. Oh, you were also super tight. Let's steal that too. Just a bunch of flashy mechanics that are very bizarre. It's a lot to keep track of, right? There we go. Now we're facing off the boss stage. And I think this is where we just go crazy. Probably didn't need to skip through that. Rockstar, what's your special? Yeah, that's about what I expect. That's kind of a pretty stock animation type deal. Yeah, and you used to have there's a different version of you that's basically the same. Same thing. Is the rest of this going to be mostly the same? Alright. Oh, we super overkilled that one. Okay. Now tell me you're done and ready to play. Okay. Hey, we won. We got 1 gem for that. And Chopper's given us some rewards for doing our dailies. Okay. Enough. Go away until I want you again. Until I need to kill like 10 minutes again. Get in here. Disco Elysium. There we go, yeah. Now, where were we? Yeah, that was something like a 3 gigabyte upload, so that got me totally off guard. Yes, now it's time to continue with the murder case. So, I think last night we had just finished. I was pushing to get to the karaoke case, and then I was just like, okay, enough, let's go to bed. But otherwise, we have some stuff to do tonight. Yeah. There we are. Still dressed for karaoke. Well, we have to readjust. We can't leave our tie We need our tie back. That got weirdly. The UI's been increased a bunch. Suppose there's nothing wrong with that. So we need our tie back. Why aren't we wearing our tie? Yeah, I suppose this all makes sense. Some proper underwear or undershirt. And get our tools back. Okay. Now we're back and feeling like a police officer. So I think otherwise, besides the murder investigation stuff, a lot of it was leading us back down the coast.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Yeah, we basically stopped what we were doing to go make that
Hi
to
again,
make
gendarme.
karaoke in time.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
So I think we will head back down that way. What did I put points into? I think I was going to try to get this sandwich again, because I had a lot of rhetoric points.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this fine...
It sounds big, and it might be too big. Keep it mapping, QRTV. Menu listen. Dialogue text size. Let's okay, so we're getting examples in there. We'll boost it up once. I'm sure there's some other settings in there that are new, but that's
It
just
is
the main.
such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens'
Tasks. It's tasks and the map. We have shivers. A lot of abandoned lorry. That's the check to shave. That's the check to go out with her. The hangman. Oh, the hangman's still in the fridge. We need to send Kim away so we can take care of that. We're not doing that, or that, or that, or that. We could do it. Yeah, we could put a point in composure and do that check. That seems like a fine idea. Yeah. I'm noticing that the stats are lighting up as I put things into them. And kind of realizing that this is where I like to be, is in this yellow. So maybe if I restart a game, I'll put more stuff into the motorics skills. So I don't have to resort to speed quite so often. That was the check from you.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
Oh, that's an interesting check. So we got those Maybell flowers off of the balcony.
I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck.
I think I did hear something like that. Hold on, is this a royalist military tradition?
It used to be. but the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolutionary flowers. Bells of the revolution.
Did they bring you any good luck?
You know what? No. They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them.
He falls silent and the emergent smile withdraws.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the idea for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
Guys, I have this great revolutionary idea for you called polygamy. It's excellent. You should give it a shot.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston, but not while we have company. So, officers.
Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt your flirting. I will let you get back to it.
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do.
Ooh.
But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
Oh, so these will have had to be... Yeah, that's an interesting one. How did we find flowers if they're not in bloom? I guess there was the garden, or the greenhouse. These could just be dried flowers someone brought in. Jean-Marie Melanti? I think we've done all this, though.
There's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating.
Were the circumstances of her death unusual?
Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual.
Where was the photo of you two taken?
Revival Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name day, and the Carabineers marched in the place of honor.
You looked happy in the picture, smiling.
This was the happiest day of my life.
Oh, that's nice. This is said in such a matter-of-fact tone, it leaves no room for doubt. This was the happiest day of my life. What happened between you three?
I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch.
The Akira operation was a 7-year campaign, during which Suzerain Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of La Petite Continent, collectively known as the Akira tribes, under the Revacholian banner.
I cannot trust how anyone in this game pronounces things, because they aren't consistent. Guillaume le Million, Guillaume le Lion, Guillaume.
I won her back
It doesn't rhyme with William.
while I was dealing with some issues.
He gives Gaston a hateful look.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you hurt her.
Sounds like someone coming back from war.
Dark cloud. That sounds unpleasantly familiar.
He looks down at his boots, lips moving, but the words are inaudible.
Those days and memories are gone.
He nods and looks Renee with something resembling compassion.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes.
Oh. I should have a much better check than that. For composure. Oh, call Alice back. Is that something we haven't done? Thank you for time. Let's quickly scan for composure. Try to get that best check. Lots of stuff that reduces composure. Alright, I like those boots. Yeah, that'll do. I think we're already boosting composure. And then we can have one more item.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
Give her a shot.
Still, all you see is an old soldier refusing to.
Anything else I can assist you?
1 to 3. Alright. And our person to talk to was the smoking stranger. You were the other composure check.
Hi again, gendarme.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Alright. We'll try that again another time.
It's you again. What is it?
Just trying to figure out what I need to roll to get past you. Oh, I haven't been given the task yet. Okay, I talked to Claudia. Now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
Because she's your leader. I'm going to live with you. She's the next link in the chain that leads me to Letty's killer. I've seen her in laudanum induced delirium. The paranormal instinct whispers her name into my ear. Look, I need to pin this on someone, and I've decided to pin this on her. I suspect she killed the victim, that's why. A civil war is brewing, and the only way to prevent it is to solve the murder. That means talking to Ruby. She is a suspect, and in another case I'm investigating, drug smuggling. Let's do the cards on the table approach of civil war. Need to solve this murder. Needs to talk to Ruby. You care about the community, don't you?
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you pet Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't.
But she definitely did, though.
Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Oh, hey, that's a real word. And by real, I mean real internet word. He throws a glance at us as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs.
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I could fuck off a little.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus.
Oh.
You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
Oh, we just need to pass a logic check? One of my best stats. What? Jeez, what are all the bonuses here? So it's happened again. What are all the bonuses here? So, found the key in the union box, so we got out through that way. So we have a possible murder location. Saw the winch outside. Staged like a play. Which one was the winch? That was the... They're either talking about the belt or something used to get them up there. Secret route found, yeah, so we're getting a big bonus for that. Found the antique rifle. Claudia gave a motive, which is she's an object of affection. Ruby is a drug trader established. Okay. Let's hear this theory.
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze.
We
Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
we rolled 3 on that. We very nearly got the critical failure, but we're just so good at this that we couldn't possibly fail. I mean, it's a story check, so they just hand those bonuses out like candy, right? A +10 modifier, yeah. Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him?
Because she was here all night with us.
Right, down here in the party booth.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 11:30 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
She didn't go out for fresh air? No, not fresh air. Bar for a drink. That's the secret route we're looking for.
No.
It's a very slow no.
That's a lie.
You know that's not the case.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry.
Right,
We're
the
not
drug
getting
trade.
into what that operation is again, Cop.
Right, because it's the drug trade, which we've asked you about. So you're admitting that it's connected.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot him. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
All right. I think we just have to move down the line here. Steph, I see the redeemed hot anime take. I'm gonna probably take a minute to think about that. Because no, all the anime I've been watching lately have been great. What's there for me to have a hot take about?
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surrounding buildings. Not from what I know about Martinez.
Okay. I probably could have tried to connect the sniper lines more.
Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiots. So no, I don't think it was a sniper. It was close up.
There's a 72% chance that bullet came from the roof.
72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in the lab?
The lab in my brain, yes.
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
Yeah, we have ballistics lab in Quran, and we consult in cases like these.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that roof. How'd she get there? Climb?
One sec. Excuse me. Just a moment, I will be right back. I just need a quick refill on my tea, so went and got that. anime takes. Shit. What is on? I don't know. Why are people even watching these days? My hot anime take right now is I guess I'm really out of seasonals and just behind on everything, and I think I'm okay with that for the time being. Like I was looking at watch history stuff, and I don't think I watched any anime through all of September. And then all of a sudden we get to this last weekend or the one before, and I watched something like 5 hours of anime. So, yeah. Or a whole Sunday of anime, even. Because I have people like Andrew that'll just be like, here's your homework list. These are the ones you need to care about. And then I throw that out and go watch Tokyo Revengers instead.
Garbage. It wasn't a Sambo artist call. I've been doing this for 10 years. Let me give you a lesson. Boys.
Are we going to see some Rowan Club action?
It's never a Sambo fighter, and it's never a bullet-bending sniper.
Could be a bullet-bending sniper.
Or Ghost. It's never a Ghost either. Don't worry, we've got better than that.
There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof.
How?
He's sincerely curious. Through what looks to be an abandoned pinball workshop.
People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
I imagine so.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop.
Good one, Kim. From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside.
Ruby could have gone up,
we'll just tag
shot
in there.
him, come down. All under 7 minutes.
It is just that easy.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it?
Have we firmly established Ruby could have access to the roof where the man was shot?
Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established.
Alright, so we're agreed.
But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that, and Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
We probably needed to find the murder weapon.
Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself.
Alright, so avoid number 3 is what we're thinking. And we know it was the pigs, so we don't need that one. Show them the antique rifle. They give us a bonus to this check.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
There's a cellar under the bookshop. It was hidden there, with others just like it.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
No, you can't do that. The dice maker's still working there.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her. I think we've got enough. Let's just move on.
All right, Carl. Keep talking. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
He nods.
T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
He almost gets up from his seat.
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
It's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up. Well, they have reason there, because she was... You can say that she was protecting Claudia. Claudia told me some interesting things about Ruby. That's probably... No. When Claudia came downstairs, Ruby appeared to know something was wrong. Curry favor with you? No. So it's 2 and 4 here. Let's start with... Let's do them in order. 2 first.
Yeah. Like what?
Sex. She wanted sex from her.
The big man falls absolutely silent.
Yeah, but they're both girls.
Yes, Angus. Yes, they are.
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked Glacier.
You said Kim was bad with kids? He seemed like he'd explained that pretty succinctly. I know, it's bewildering for me too, but that's what she said. Come on, guys, she hangs out with you meatheads. This cannot come up as a surprise. It's supernatural, a reality-breaking event, and we just need to accept it. It's scary, yes. She probably went to a university and learned it from a liberal. What Kim said.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too? It's a lie.
Now, we didn't say that.
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck me at Fatty's birthday party.
That's why, Shanky. Or was it Dennis? I think that was your real name. But yeah, all the Hardy boys love... all the Hardys love Monica's titties.
She didn't fuck you, 'cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Aw, good burns all around. Except from Angus, Light laughter sounds off in the room. It feels nervous. Claudia said she made advances on her, she thwarted them.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to end her relationship with the deceased.
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass.
Oh, I was definitely confusing Glenn with Angus before. They have the same hat. And it's the blonde hair, so I don't think about that too much. It's also the kind of garbage Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. We can't, we can't say it was for covering her ass, because now we're covering for Claudia's story. She just told us Ruby made her scared and she spilled the beans.
That Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking about it. I don't know why I didn't see it earlier.
Oh, did she reject you too, Titus?
And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still be a Hardy. But if you bring your own personal shit into our outfit...
It's weird the points you agree with people on.
If that's the case, then it's not right. But it's not the case, right?
It's like the Skeletor. Actually, I go by they man, or is it they man? Anyways, thanks for letting me know. Curse you. If that's the case, that's not right.
There are many pieces that fit together that way, Eugene. Face it.
She was bringing personal shit into the case. Now 4. When Claudia came downstairs, she seemed to know what was wrong.
Nah, man. That's just Ruby. She's got shit under control. That's her whole thing. That's why she's so good.
She's got her shit under control, or she's controlling everything?
Plus, man, it's like female intuition. You know, women talk to women. Which is sort of why we need someone on the team who they talk to.
Yes, female intuition. Excuse me while I fix my hair. You're right, Eugene. Yeah, she just has her shit together. Or she knew what happens because she killed him.
Not so useful.
Looks at Elaine, then Eugene. I'm trying to think where he had where that line was coming from.
Fucking hell.
The blonde man is in some kind of anguish that that makes him stare into his garlic bread bowl intently. Well, we haven't been given the prompt to move on, so it's not why did she kill him, it's why did she organize the cover-up.
And I suppose you have a theory about that too, cop.
She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
There you go, Shanky. That's exactly right.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Shanky, we're gonna pick on you. Because you were rude earlier.
I didn't do it, fucker! It wasn't my plan!
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man! I would never fuck my guys over like that! Especially for some bird!
He squeaks with indignation.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Yeah, see, we've just said the Hardys have this lynch mob immunity. Basically, was the plan that we can't pin it on any one of them. But Ruby wasn't part of that. She effed off, so she wouldn't be involved in any of this. But now, if we can pin it on just Ruby, then we have a culprit, and we can make an arrest.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her.
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods.
The real leader.
A very small nod. And a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Wanna know why?
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
He looks you straight in the eye. Hey, maybe we have an understanding with Titus Hardy.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Alright, when did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
Oh, we could have had this case unlock way faster if we were not drunk off our ass as soon as we got off the boat. What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me personally.
Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
I knew it.
And a hole in his heart. That first.
Yeah, fun.
Why not? You suck on that gun like someone tore you a brand new asshole.
No wonder she's afraid I've come to declare an ending to the human experiment. Probably knew me from my singing days. I'm sorry. I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head. Don't forget the funny tie.
How can I forget?
You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under 1 billion stars.
I had a feeling that was going to chime in.
You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But
again,
now I'm not so sure.
You admit she's doing the drug trade. Yeah, we do have a bit of the karaoke lights still going on. It is that hour. I think they are going most times we come in to talk to Hardy, actually. Just because it's around this time. What else did Ruby tell you? About me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop. Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
We kind of were doing that, because we're playing Titus and Claudia against each other.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Thank you. Anything else? Anything.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus. This cop, he... But she was too scared.
Do you have any clues where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
From the start of the investigations, like 1 week ago.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Oh, she's in hiding somewhere. Or, like, in a hidey hole.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really, hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked for her?
A little. On the coast.
Ooh, more reason to go down to the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Any further hints?
Sure, there's some shithouses there, a cinderblock town. The fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked.
Nice.
I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
Ask about Ruby in the village. Okay.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Does she have red hair? I'm guessing she has red hair.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man.
Of course, red hair. Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies? The heck is this question from? Or no, this is about the lorry drug trade.
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
That's some wacky science shit.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
That seems important.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
Tess puts an end to it.
It feels like you'll get to know soon enough.
Oh, good. Plot's coming my way. It's not much, but it'll do. Go!
It'll have to.
Shake on it.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
We've shaken on it. No takesies backsies.
Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
You should be a cop, Titus.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Nice. I think I want a crypto lesson after that.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Of course, dear. Is there a particular cryptid that you're interested in learning about?
What's the tiniest cryptid?
Cryobacter catlensis.
Cryobacter catlensis?
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate, certainly from before recorded history. Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
She injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see, but do go on.
There's an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Right now, she succeeded?
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
Cool and good. What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The gnome of Jeroma.
That doesn't sound bad. Actually, no, it's gnomes. That's terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What does the cryptid look like? Identical to a garden gnome. That's what makes them so dangerous.
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at.
Sounds like a garden gnome to me.
A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
She looks at you, her voice grave suddenly.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of these very little species?
Yeah, exactly.
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Yeah, such a shame. Such a shame that there's no evidence of this.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Stop it. Seems very convenient.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again.
Are there any invisible cryptids?
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush, Kim. She's going to tell me about the invisible cryptid.
It's the Col de Mamadakwa. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Kola Mama Dakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
Cool, let's go with that.
Yes, that's another translation. They're both quite lovely, aren't they?
Her eyes light up behind her glasses.
Although the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Mamadakwa makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of areopagi ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds. The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls. They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mamadakwa, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
Wow.
They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them. Sequester, Time, Joscan, those are but some of the Mamadakwa they followed individually.
Why is the Mamadakwa so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mamadakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
Bad things.
They cancel each other out. Psst.
Thank you for passing me that note in class, dear encyclopedia.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Great regret washes over her. A wending cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Kulta Mamadakwa population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
He concedes.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Could it be here, right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights. What about what?
Man, I just can't get enough of these cryptids.
I'm glad you like them. But I'm not really one to tell you about all of them.
That's all for now. How can Bar be out of vermouth?
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours?
Yeah, and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and ruby-centric in the end.
How do you mean?
Anything struck you a bit off about this mishmash?
Well, the bullet didn't have to come from the roof. It could come from anywhere on the coast. The bolt was jacketed. Those just don't lie around everywhere, or do they? When there's just a cache of bolts. Turns out the bolt was an antique. The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit well with the Odd Souls prints on the crime scene. So far, no one has mentioned hearing a shot. But, yeah, let's do... This all adds up.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
Bolt was jacketed?
Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue.
Turned out the bolt was an antique.
True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis, and then hand-waved it. No, they didn't. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you.
Well, I'm doing this on purpose now to spite you, Volition.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me? Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further. Was that? Could it be? The Kulda Mamadakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Unless...
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Unless...
Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Isn't there always? Wait, Kim, do you hear?
No, I don't hear the Coldomama d'Aqua, and neither do you.
I didn't say...
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf. There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you.
It's coming right towards us.
Keep still. It might perch on your shoulder.
Hold still.
Oh no. The sound.
And there goes
it's
blasting
moving
off
away.
in the other direction again.
Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets. Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
No, there's not. Okay. Let's hear that I can ditch. Remaining caps of endurance raised to 4. Probably can ditch the ship compressor. Because this will go back down to 0. Do I have a note of how many skill points I have? No. Yeah, let's just fill this up to the cap. Dump that thought and move on to something else. We just had a follow from Biking Viking. Thank you so much. Yeah, part of my brain's just like, oh. Now I'm thinking about every new follow. Is this the shit starting? Okay. Oh, hey then. We're fairly deep into this game now, but we've been having a lot of fun with it. Been doing a weekly stream for what, something like 2 months now. I'm not sick of it yet. So hi, welcome to the stream. There, now I can actually read what I'm doing. Detective Custodian. Yeah, there we go. An idiotic idea. Detective Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau. When you say it, it feels like you're taking a bite of lemon meringue while sitting on a terrace of the seaside cafe on a cool summer day in Sur-la-Clay. It's everything you're not. Have you ever created... You haven't created many things during your stay in Martinez. But you've created this, a fancy, sophisticated name that makes you sound intelligent. No one seems to acknowledge, and that no one seems to acknowledge. Don't you feel like you deserve a reward for coming up with something so special? And what would that reward be? Yeah, give me some credit. I want to take a peek at this one. I saw the conceptualization bonus, and now I want to admire my work again. Yeah. We did create something. Look at this. We made a mural. We made art. And we said, fuck the police. Let's try talking to Alice on the radio.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Oh, I had more things to do on this radio. Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots?
Yes. It took some convincing, but I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready?
This may have been too late, but let's hear what you got.
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
Shoot.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S Kortenaer. Exact date of birth, unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February, 09.
Neonatal. It's like a... Sounds vaguely like a maternity ward name. The worst maternity ward.
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2.
According to Clausia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict.
Oh, removed from the army at 17.
Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
Wait. Yeah, so let's just go through our options. Wait, he was found in a leaf compactor?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
Different than a leaf trash compactor.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
Any information on his foster parents?
None, officer. Sorry.
So all we have to connect him to the Crenel is the armor itself.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Alice. Great work.
A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad.
Well, we have his name in the service record now.
A name. This is very good. Ellis Kortenaer.
He says to himself.
This means something to him. To know that name. Like naming a case. It's important. Sometimes police work is about human dignity. About giving back names to anonymous victims.
Getting a lot of successes there. Feels good.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions?
And now we get to feel bad. I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man. Height 170, 175. Dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head against the mail bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
Is that a new chat feature, Lilac? That looked like an automated message. He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card in his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Jam Rock Public Library. Belongs to someone named Billy Mahjong.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue.
There we go, working multiple cases in one.
That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Please connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh.
We should try again during business hours.
Made a mistake
Anything
there.
else, Detective?
Done.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you...
I was kind of avoiding talking to these fine gentlemen in the tracksuits that they had to censor out. Actually, hold on. Let's get some of our clothes on first.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with piss F written on his back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
This dude's portrait looks like... Of like a lot of the portraits in this game, this one looks the most like a real person. Like a photograph. His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan, "Fuck the world."
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
Are they telling me to do this without Kim later? No. Alright. Let's leave. Let's talk with you quickly. I don't think there's anything
Make
new.
way for the master poet.
Can you bum me a smoke?
Nope. Don't smoke. Some of the other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse. Or waiting for the sweet release of death.
Whichever comes first.
Hey, isn't he, like, smoking right now? The smell is in the air.
You're smoking right now.
Okay. But this is my last one. And it's a bad habit. You should quit before both of us have lung cancer.
Are you sure you don't already have lung cancer?
Enough out of you, Endurance. Alright, let's go back to... well, we're back here. Yeah, this one. Staging a break-in.
A lorry abandoned by the smell of cigarettes. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Or maybe that was another bug, because we got in. Peel the cover off the passenger sheet. Oh, we succeeded a perception check. Nice.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Fold open the topmost map. Bon prise. The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Where does the road lead?
To Couron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Map number 2.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
What is that sound?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Look at the 3rd map.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake.
Eminent domain has a new meaning now that I've been watching a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen.
These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Say that out loud.
So it would seem.
Lieutenant examines the map with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
The Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aula Masta. It's a dark parody.
I like La Puta Madre. Who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it.
Turn the stack of papers under the seat.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before. Barely you close the rusty old lorry door.
Okay. What? Hey, what's going on back here? Man, it's real nice having so much authority to, or perception to run around with. Do I have tear? Probably have some tear. I should empty it.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10.
Pop in here briefly. I keep thinking about buying books. And I should do that at some point. Let's try emptying out some of these shops.
Shine on these sunglasses.
These are all boring. Those UV stickers are all...
These are all first-rate sun.
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph
I really
over
do
them.
need those flan
They're
ultras.
the star of the show here.
You keep coming back. That's
You find the book.
economical, but also trendy.
So it's just the really overpriced sneakers that are for sale now. Oh, I missed one of the early traps. That seems important. I guess because I've been fast
It
traveling a
takes you
lot.
a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. Snow covers the broken stalks like a shroud, and they shimmer, ghostly, in the darkness. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again, always the cold. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
A little closer.
No locust.
No.
No phasmid either, but still.
It's empty.
Your voice echoes on the coast, carried by a gust of cold wind.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
I do get the feeling someone messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
But what if it was the phasmid? What if it ate it and then got out?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We're not cryptozoologists. We're cops.
Unless...
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you ask the wind again.
Fishing village time. Like washerwomen's the main one I have to concern myself with?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This isn't about the Union, you know. You don't have to worry about retaliation.
Ah, I should have known. This is yet another Union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Goodbye, I'm off. That's a good point. That's a real good point. I also got I had that
Waves are
idea
beginning
about
to die down. Look at
floorboards.
those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Simmer down, bastards. We had a check earlier, or not a check, but a Shivers prompt about look under the floorboards at some point.
Why does she
but
care
we couldn't
about
do
the
it yet.
waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me.
Is she wearing fisher lures on her as an earring?
But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Suggestion level of 2. Kim's presence makes this awkward. Difficulty heroic. We seen you. Hey, hold on.
I'll just keep the Cordeleche in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
What are you doing here? She winds the mooring line around a post.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty.
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Jetty.
Oh, jetty, oh, jetty.
She responds mournfully.
It's good to see you here, detectives. I only just arrived myself.
The story's moving along if she moved.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Have you been spying on us?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordelate she read. Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
What is this? Destruction of property? Hooliganism? Elder abuse? And who is this scamp, anyway?
Well, guys, the scamp is the skull. Cindy.
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept of rent.
What? Who's paying the rent? How do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze towards the village, slush melting on the cinder blocks. Construction work left half finished 10 years ago.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
Please ignore the motor carriage.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
All right. Politics time. Let's react.
Ooh.
Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
I sure have a lot of thoughts in my head. Right to be scanned this. Oh. Right, politics time, of course. What was I thinking? This is doing. One of these is going to be a fascism option. Try not to be scared. This is just how the real city looks.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. I'd never...
She leans against the railing, looking up at the grey sky.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Have I told you how they discovered this place?
This... Isla?
Yes, in Cielinde.
No, you haven't told me how they found it.
Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty.
Oblivion, that's so mean.
I knew you would sympathize. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home. This island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place.
Ferried over?
Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Tell me something else then.
Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. How can I help you at this juncture?
I'm just gonna go through some options here. I think it's all repeats though.
Oh?
Dealing with everything. Ma'am, this whole thing is Everett again. Ma'am, this whole thing is a takeover.
A takeover?
Yeah, it's not a strike. You're not being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The Union is taking the terminal. He has told me in his own words he's taken the harbor. He'll also use the drug trade to find his harbor. Both these things.
If they're taking it...
She looks towards the colorful mountain of crates, like toy blocks rising above Martinez.
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot. Like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Then we're talking about a war. Everard needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this.
The war is their goal. I told you before, Everard has always wanted this to escalate.
An insane goal. Cronell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship. The one after that, 100.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Cronell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
First, will this affect your decision-making process? Am I having an impact on the story here?
Everything affects the decision-making process, Detective.
Officer?
The look on the lieutenant's face conveys uncertainty. He doesn't even sound angry.
For once, I don't seem to know what the right thing to do is.
It's not the RCM's job to make these decisions. The workers should have the harbor. Cut off the snake's head. Everett's pushing all of this. It's a bluff call. Have them open fire and see how long they last. Probably not that one. Bring in everything you have and wipe them off the face of the earth. It's apocalypse o'clock. Time to commence the gloaming. I wish there was a disco option. Everard is kind of pushing all of this. Yeah, let's do the snake's head approach.
Like the previous leaders of the Union were assassinated. I suspect by Everard and Edgar themselves. I admit there's some poetry in the idea, and like poetry, it's also useless. There would still be Edgar. They factored it in. The Union is them, and they are Martinez.
So what are you going to do?
What will I do?
Her arms fall to her sides. Her spine relaxes.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
You said you would one day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years.
Why is that?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
8? Is that a normal number?
It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry.
That's a sentence, for sure.
Called Volta Doma, or Return from the Sea.
Imitating the creation process.
The 8th expedition returned, sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put your hand in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, "Lancielend, Lancielend," the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
You've thought it a million times.
Life after death, life after death, life again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lysergique. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's Counsellor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
You're reminded of a poem somewhere deep inside you, the translation of which you don't remember. You were reminded of it when you heard about the discovery of Insulinde. But what does it mean, and how do you know it by heart? Leaving us here.
On Caillou, the Pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later,
The Great Skua was the first bird they saw?
the first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Or it for me. I broke one.
In your defense, it is a nasty creature who plucks food from the throats of lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol, it is also magnificent and rare. Imagine the suzerain of seagulls.
There was a sting in your heart at the mention before, when she said its name.
And this was the last break we got?
The nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us. All in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there. Wipe out indigenous populations. Gunboat economies. Or they came to do the same for us. Or had done to each other. But here, there was no one but the Skua, the Liliat Sea, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain.
What happened?
Revolution, poverty, and the mercurial rise of capitalism.
Well, it's always going to be capitalism. Huh? It's raining.
It is. Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol.
What will you do?
I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
Is that within your means?
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
It is. It is well within her authority. It's been clear for some time that this woman is more than she lets on.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen.
She takes the end in her rain-slick hand and starts untying the knot. Oh, I guess they're talking about the rope tying, unmooring the boat.
The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
We? She generally avoids the term with her employers. Rhetoric. We have good rhetoric. We can do this.
Forget about that. What was that about the age of capital only beginning? You need to talk politics with this lady.
Nah, I want that check. That was a good check that we should have passed. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset. End it all. Done. Okay. Says. Yeah, we've run the numbers. Okay.
It takes you a moment. The reeds bend. The constant. The trap. No phasmid. Your voice.
Well,
the netting is a little untidy.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have come.
A cold gust of air dries it.
Our tenant, nay, this is my...
She's being...
There was a murder.
Would you now? I know how this world works. Aye, that you are, Dark Omen. Help yourselves and your... There's not...
I see, ma'am.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's...
Way to begin in.
Why does she care about the waves so?
What is it with... But until that happens...
Now, quick save. And back to...
I'll just... I'm... Of course...
Something about the way...
Oh, it's good.
What brings...
Nothing really.
There was a lot to do here.
And she's also...
Spy... Then there...
What is this? Destruction of...
No need.
Water drip. The smell.
It's... I'm surprised.
Dark art. Fortune. Or real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
Oh.
Above their
Have I told you how they discovered this place? Yes. Well, your condition has left... I knew. Remind me to tell you one day. Of
Something
course.
else?
I hear you have Oh.
Whatever.
A takeover.
Green like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Then we're talking about a war. Everett needs to...
I've seen. It will take. I am sure.
What do you suggest I do?
Snakehead.
What will I do?
Her arms.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola?
You said you would.
It may be the nation, the Pale. It was and
Call Volta do.
the eight slowly.
The air is. There are rain circles, so the droplets.
The phenomenon that they could.
You've thought it a million times.
A total shit. 4 years later, the Queen's Count on Caillou. The Pebble. The first in your.
There was a sting in your heart at
there was no one but the Skewer. Revolution.
The gangs.
On Caillou. The Pebble. The largest of the first. I will surrender Terminal B.
She puts her hand in the rain.
We will see.
It is.
Ma'am, this may.
What happened? The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person.
You going now?
We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
Rhetoric check.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
Yeah, I thought we could do better than rolling, what was it, 3? Yes, Miss Clemens, 2 months back. There are no employers. She's a member of the board, probably partner. Because, saying we don't generally use that. You are the Wellpines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
What? Of course I have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
No, I don't actually have superiors.
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not. Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress, even the lieutenant cannot really say.
I answer from our own actions. I don't hide behind some faceless organization.
Here I am. I am the face, and I'm here to answer. Rejoice Layton.
Rejoice? Was it always Rejoice? No, it's been Joyce L. Messier. You're going now?
Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't
Understood.
let it grow any big. Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Crenell's investigation?
The confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves.
I am working on that.
Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane.
Well, thank you for saying so.
I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Goodbye, another creature of the forbidden zone. Isn't everybody a little insane?
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
You're overradiated.
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing. And I've got it bad.
She points to her heart.
She would die to return to it. The pale, the past, anything one can return to.
How do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola, the Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Easlary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
Goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
Find solution to strike deadlock.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering.
There was definitely more to discuss with Joyce, but, oh well.
With worry in his eyes, he does not know if it was the right thing to do, but he doesn't say anything. You wonder what Everard has to say about this.
I did pass that red shack, and that's what's important.
Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.
It's all safe behind me. Hey, there we go. Now we can go have our talk with the pigs. Finally at 12 o'clock. Inspect the traps. You must meet here near the old fish market at 22 hours. Just past this fishing village. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer?
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Yell ho into the slit.
There's no echo, and no answer.
Any ideas, Kim?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
I think we found something. I just want to get... We got hand-eye coordination up, yeah. Interfacing. Good, good. I want the flashlight for one. Maybe I do want half light. Yeah, let's put on this. There, tracksuit. That feels better.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Found the pigs. The Asian woman, under a mountain of police paraphernalia, mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now! Show me your hands! Right now!
I see.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Wow, Kim, you escalated fast. What should we do?
This is bad. Getting your weapon back is the priority. We can't have an unhinged civilian running around with a gun.
Comply, or I will light you the fuck up!
You know, she's just doing what she sees. I learned it from watching you. Neurodegenerative disease, yeah. It's just a standard flashlight, ma'am. Calm down. Easy, ma'am. Take it. Alright, let's just go for...
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket.
Oh, no!
Fear under threat! Fear under threat!
Oh, fuck.
Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground!
Oh, God. Ma'am, we just want to talk.
Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
Just because I stuck my finger up my butt does not mean I'm concealing something there. Oh, jeez. You know, this game hasn't been critical of cop culture in a hot minute.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening. As long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
And I knew I would need hand-eye coordination. This is the pigs. Please identify yourself, ma'am.
It's a goddamn police shitbag! Hug the pavement! You're under arrest!
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs?
Oh. We can solve this peacefully.
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect alert! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Let's just talk, alright?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot! Big red key! Big red key!
What's that code for?
Big red key? That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
I did know this. Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
Oh, she's on 2 kilos of speed. The megaphone makes her voice almost painfully metallic.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
You know what, Kim? Good point. You're not the police, we're the police.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
She lowers the megaphone halfway, but immediately raises it back up and screams. Baby, you know who I am. Everybody knows. Wink. Me? Backup. More like a fuck-up. Yes, I'm the backup. Here to back you up. Lieutenant Double Yefreitor Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitsuragi from the 57th. Yes, here I'm the backup. Me.
You are?
Ooh.
Mr. Moran?
Got her.
No, Aggravated assault! Man down! Suspect on foot!
We have an in.
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to do with what's happening here.
What's the situation, officer?
The lieutenant hesitates, addressing the woman.
Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating a police officer.
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
Wait, what if she's right and I'm actually an imposter?
Now? It's not the time.
Yeah, that's, problem. Look, my badge. We really are cops. Look, white rectangles. Look, my badge. Yeah, I'm reaching for a weapon.
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Sector! Azimuth!
She repeatedly bashes the megaphone against her head, then screams in the bloody mouthpiece.
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
Doesn't look good. Let's deal with this later. Let's just walk away. Oh, we're not gonna get to walk away. Hand-eye coordination too. We can do better hand-eye coordination.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
Alright.
Alright. This is how we do it. You hurl the tear bag in her face, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist.
Yeah!
No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all three barrels, red and blue light shining through. It's not loaded.
My God, it's not loaded. The gun's not loaded. Kim, I'm almost certain there's no bullets in the gun.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
My God, it's not loaded. The gun's not loaded.
What?
The woman looks at the weapon in disbelief, her eyes suddenly reddish with tears. She looks straight down the barrel and squeak. No. The pigs, please. Trigger discipline. For God's sake.
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this?
A click, nothing happens. She looks at the useless weapon. Trigger discipline. The pigs.
Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
I think we may have to thank Roy later. The gun lands on the wooden planks and tears run down her scratched clothes.
She looks
Scratched cheeks.
devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
Pick up the gun.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
For your own safety, clearly. Vilio's 9mm pepper box pistol. Item gained.
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Confront the pigs and get your gun back.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Is that the problem? I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder. What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Understood.
I've had disturbances similar to this before. Many causes, but never this bad.
Gently touch her shoulder.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone. We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Yeah, all of these options sound bad. Yeah, Taya sounds like the man for this job.
Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home.
Already in the pigs.
But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
As you turn to leave, the faintest of voices comes from the woman. Please leave the radio on. She mutters, it seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
Reflex to what? Being left alone? She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Alright, let's, actually, quickly, get some esprit, get some goddamn empathy. That's what it is. Where's my empathy? Go. Well, empathy fuse, that'll work. Because otherwise it's the coat giving me empathy and I kind of want ship or something. Oh no, that's fine. Pump up the empathy.
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap?
Pick up the RCM cap.
She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Sweet. Bonus for me.
Oh, is that yours?
I don't know. It is now.
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours.
Maybe. Probably. You know me. I think so. Let's just go with I think so.
The lieutenant nods.
Confiscate the narcotics. Wink.
You take the file of Pyrrolidon
Ooh.
and the bottle of speed as evidence, obviously.
Obviously. Oh, we got some good shit.
She didn't consume them. She didn't look high. She confiscated them. A little like you are doing now.
You're taking those, are you?
Listen to him, for once.
I'm confiscating these as evidence. As evidence, obviously.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
Hey, Kim, have I ever taken drugs around you? No, that's right. Shake your shoulder.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Leave her be. Okay, that's not a yet further conversation. All right, so we need to have a quick conversation with Hardy, which means we actually need to swap things around again. Ooh. Funky cat. And you go away. Ooh. Equip this when times are most dire. You've got one bullet. Oh no, I can fast travel from the church as well. So let's try that. Travel here.
The Copper NATO is back. What do you want? What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
I can't skip through it. There's an old catatonic lady in the old fisher market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kuron or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everett's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
The B team, huh?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nope, she didn't have anything in mind.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Didn't need drama to make that lie.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
Yeah, sure, let's get some details on her. Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
Marianne LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was, like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
Oh, that's nice. How did she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends? More like, who wouldn't want to be? Who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fashion machines, pack meat, sign me up. Law enforcement is a respectable occupation, sir. I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman has latched onto. I'm sorry. Oh. Let's go with one. That sounds the most poetic and helpful.
No, I didn't. Because I'm not fucking stupid, Polizonte.
Yeah, Carl. That's some pretty fucking weird shit to say. The pigs level weird. But whatever gets you through the day.
Where'd she get all of her cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Thanks for the help, Dice.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Again, like you were saying before, weirdly accepting.
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Let's just review this.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Ooh.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
What time?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
I think we found Apocalypse, Scott. On day 4. Ta'ola? What's that?
Ulogu Theodos.
Jesus Christ.
Sino Zausin. Ipoli Osithien. Echondes Fronisin.
Wait, when did this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of the insane world endings. This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Glad we got that. I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos.
Palindrome?
Perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover.
I do think the world might end soon. Opt in.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Cool. Alright. And we completed our scavenger hunt, so.
It's great to see you again, officer.
You're back.
My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Let me put away the flashlight then. I don't want to flash in her eyes.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job, man.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mescan origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
8-eyed Territorn tie.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Okay. Copy the Apocalypse, yeah. How much composure can I go? Only the one time. That's frustrating. Kim. I need you to go away.
Yes?
I'm done with you tonight. What do I want to do without Kim around?
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
Lieutenant.
It's guarding over the...
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Bag the corpse. Alright, of course I can't have that conversation with them without Kim, because Kim leaves and takes the car and then they fuck off. Oh. So, the main thing I wanted to do tonight was wash off the death smell. And I guess do this murder weapon check. Let's go talk to Morale again quickly. And then probably go back to the church, I think. And do that line. Oh, they went to bed. Okay. Cool, cool. Something's gone wrong there. Let's try that again.
Hey, her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the Headless Found Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
What? Win who back? I can't win it. Her back? She's long dead, a historical figure.
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one.
I should, yes. This is a task of mine. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
This is what they're for. Alright. Offer figurines to Dolores Day.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad.
Looks like I can't give this figurine to her.
Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting.
Should offer her any and all you have one day, if you meet her in person. What an odd task to give yourself, but here we are.
Yes, what is it?
Have you seen anyone suspicious? Say a woman named Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Alright. Leave you in peace then. Thought there would be more to this task. More to do at the church, but maybe I'll just go talk to the EDM tent. let's start
Hi
with
again.
you.
So, how are things going?
I checked it out, the church.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh, man! Who is he? What did you think?
Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
There's something sinister going on under the building's roof. I think he's getting high on it or something.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure. I'm just telling you what it felt like. Didn't sound like Soberman's talk. He must be getting visions up there.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind at the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
You're just gonna have to live with the crab man. Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else. You're just gonna have to live with the crab man.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Sona, the former lead programmer at Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the Anautic Dance Club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
Aw.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear she wouldn't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I would. No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution. We could go for now, try to bring down the hammer of the law.
Look at you, honor man!
No, Lloyd. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist.
Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Anodic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
That's all for now.
Goodbye, officer.
Probably done here then. There's probably some more stuff to do, but we should get the dance club sorted first. Speaking of, I probably could convince or use. I have a login password now that I could probably use at the other location, the other computer. Alright, yeah, let's go down this tree for a bit.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on.
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter because of your radio game?
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
Oh.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
Convince her to cooperate with the Ravers. And we have research not going well. Discovered Fortress Accident. Discussed Fortress Accident with the dice maker.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
So you mentioned earlier that's not going well. Maybe I can help with something?
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
This thing?
No. That's the production schedule you stole and accessed without authorization. I don't need it.
What is an offsite copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She wants the cube.
She's making it extra simple for you.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Yeah, let's ask that question.
Oh god, not this again. It is not on-site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
She stares at you with pleading, furious eyes.
This is clearly a painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
By old workspace, do you mean the Fortress Occident studio?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
You mean Plaisance?
That's her name, I believe.
Actually, I've been into the Doom commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
And where exactly is the offsite copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the offsite copy from the ice bear.
And, dig around the body parts we left there. I'm sure it's fine.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note on the ice bear fridge. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note said was signed by someone named Suizla?
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Suliswov Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. That feature creep and the Valley of the Heads.
Main thing being feature creep.
Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
I find the ice cream maker, but it's a no-go. By the way, we put a dead body in that fridge.
Wait, what? Whose dead body?
Body of the hangman. Don't worry, I put it in there temporarily. Official police business.
You put it there? You put a dead body inside the ice bear fridge.
Just wanted to let you know.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
Why can't you go?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse.
Are you part of the curse?
Whatever that means.
Why does she think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
Don't be too harsh. That's only because of their socioeconomic situation.
Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my Rame Civic. I'm not making this up. Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic.
Ice cream maker, completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
I'm glad I didn't have to go back and forth all this time.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Alright, I'll go look for this offsite copy and try to get this prompt again.
Thanks. And here's my Falsund multitool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Falsund.
There we go.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund.
Let's just quickly ask this.
Yes? Thanks.
Oh.
Detective Cousteau.
Thought finished. There we go.
Monsieur Cousteau, the reward for coming up with your classy new name has arrived. What are the attributes Detective Cousteau should gain in? Obviously, savoir-faire and esprit de corps. You know exactly what they do and what those words mean. They're refined, like you. You have a ton of that fancy stuff. And if the world can't accept Raphael Ambrosius is your name, you will always be Detective Cousteau to yourself. R.A. Cousteau, sophisticated culture detective, specializes in ancient things and art.
Yeah. So what part? This one sounds fancy. Let's have this. Esprit de corps. Yep, fancy. Let's have this one too. Some nice bonuses. Is this one giving us anything anymore? Could evolve into radical feminist agenda. Would have to quit drugs to get there. Yeah, I think I was confused about this thought way back when. And that's probably one that can go now. Bonuses, or find bear loot. I don't want this poem. we're doing pretty good on the communism. Pretty good. Okay, and it took us 3 apocalypse cops to get that point. Staying away from boring cops, at least. And the other ones are kind of just, yeah, I have a little of this, a little of that. Good cop, bad cop. Points are at 19. Nice. Okay. Real glad to have that fast travel. And there's the ice cream maker.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. You need to have the Gewalson KR2 multi-tool.
Equip the multi-tool by...
Equip the multi-tool. Some heavy equipment. This is an advanced pry bar. A pry bar +2, if you will, built by Kausund in Vasa. The number of gadgets hidden within the frame of the yellow and gray multi-tool will stagger any technician. Let me just check.
Only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the black one lies neglected on the floor.
You can unplug these both now.
An electric sizzle. The room is... This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Bear grip with gloves. Alright, yeah, let's improve our stat first before we go and do that. We have the right tool now. That shirt. Where's the badge? There we go. Right pants for the job. Nice little necktie. But now we gotta keep with the horrific necktie. Never taking that thing off. Okay.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gewalsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side.
Take the filament.
You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it. Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
I am kind of curious. We should find out. And there, now the creepy red eyes are finally asleep.
tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the
Let's get the
framework in a soft,
productions.
like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. The speaker comes to...
Good evening. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife Death.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's all for now.
Thank you. And
Tiles on the cube are with a quiet
Press print.
determination. The printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Read the printout.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
I want to know about money.
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Ria, but then came the delays.
Yeah, video games. But actually, they don't have computers the same way we do, so it's all radio games technically, right? So this is just a big old expansive RPG, ARG even.
Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Ria, with only half of the game finished.
God, where did they get all that money?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
Hear about the workforce.
Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Borolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
Yeah, why does a radio game need so many artists?
It didn't.
It didn't need so many?
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Skim through the production schedule, whatever that is.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
The artists again?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers. With their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches, it was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million Real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination.
No.
They couldn't.
Oh, so they were done in by their own ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared.
Could have made it. Could have been a contender.
That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
That sounds bad.
No, it was good. Too good.
Oh no.
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Sulisław Jalisa, decided that what Whirl Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map.
Oh no.
This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
Oh no. This sounds like some insane shit.
The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again.
How many voice actors were you paying for this?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
How many combinations could you make out of that? It's 10,000 times 10,000, right?
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah, how bad could it be? Fuck! Okay. No, it's still going. Well, we're committed now. Keep going. That's it's never a good idea for me to commit. So I always regret saying committed now. What have I done? Keep going. More. More!
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Just let the numbers wash over. Legendary interfacing. Please stop. And that's it.
And that's it.
Okay, so that's what that meant?
Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
That must be the anomaly?
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the World Untethered project was being compiled that day.
And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air.
When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
What? They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it? Wasn't there a copy of the game, a backup?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
What does it say?
S. Luukinen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep.
Jeez.
It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
Seems perfectly reasonable.
That's not what her colleagues thought.
Proceed.
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Read the notes at the end.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and
Remove
print
the
keys
production schedule.
shine. The filament slides out of its
Insert
glowing
the
nest.
offsite copy.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place.
Press
On the
play.
key, the speaker comes to life.
Good evening. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeat Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
I might have the password.
Good. Please
Say,
repeat the
afterlife,
password.
death.
No, that's not it.
Maybe it's the second part of the leitmotif you saw on the stained glass window.
After death, life again.
Good. I've unlocked the offsite copy. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Ka-ching.
Nice work.
Fortress accident. Is there
That's all
anything
for now.
else? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still. It sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Something's broken. Machines aren't supposed to behave like this.
Read the printout. Actually, press print again.
It sounds like something cracks. Something's broken.
Read the printout.
The paper is soaked with ink. Its monochrome darkness spanning from margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information.
Examine the printout.
A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason, the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper. Marked by the devil itself.
Tear off the printout.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Leave. Let's try and see if we can talk to. So we had a shivers check to do with you, dear.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
Yeah, I have 2 filaments. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's another check that's not actually a real check. Multi-task maker. Check forms. There's a Gaston check. Yeah, there's a lot of blank checks to do. Let's up our shivers one.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
Why hasn't... one sec. I can boost it a little further as well. Show me coat. Show me ship. Tie, shivers, yep. I think that's probably good enough. Pain threshold. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney.
There we go.
The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey Neha, the curse is real, and I figured out why it has spared you.
Didn't we already talk about this?
She asks, as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. Hold on. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. Hold on. A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it's almost as though you can feel the outside of the building exposed to the atmosphere. So the chimney is pushing is somehow separating them from the rest
What
of
are
the
you
building?
talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
It has a different address in the heart of the city. I'm using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. Hard to say.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
No one's really safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents.
Oh.
I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Gives you a tired smile. Victory. Victory. Leave. Okay. Nice. Let's cross that off the list. I think I've had enough for today, so I'm just gonna put myself in front of the church and then save it and call it there, I think. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone. Yeah, we had a couple people pop in and out. That was cool. We've got... yeah, we had to deal with that download that I wasn't expecting, so appreciate your patience. No, tomorrow I think we've got more Psychonauts to look forward to. So, and I'm looking forward to that especially. Save game. There we go. Yep. Tomorrow is Psychonauts. Megan's off this week. Got things going on. think Jet will be doing things, and I think Roots is off this week as well. And then Andrew's back in the cell, and it's out of the Somnium Files time. So that should be fun. I think that one's going to... That one was like a 20, 30-hour game in that range. So they'll probably be at that a couple weeks. It's going to be fun, though. Trust me on that. What are we going to do now? Miranda channel, I suppose. Well, we haven't chatted to Brown and Knickerbocker before. Could do that. That sounds good to me. So let's head over that way. Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you later.